Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elaine Hall-Corbin, your host, and I'm the host of Artists of Color, an art and cultural program that features artists of communities of color within Boston's communities of color. And I am very excited with my guest today. Not only is she an amazing artist, she's also a good friend. So I would like to introduce to you Laura Palmer Edwards.
Thank you,
Hi,
Elaine.
Laura.
Hi, Elaine. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited that you're here. And we
I'm
brought
excited, too.
company.
Yeah, well, I have to travel with my.
She has company.
my baby.
You'll get to see him at some point in time.
Yeah.
But
As
he
he's
he
begging
likes
for
to
treats.
just. Nope, he's somewhere in there.
He's right there. He's
There
right
he
at my
is.
knee.
There he is.
Begging for treats.
But we want to I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I just
I'm
love your
becoming
work.
comfortable with the BNN family.
You're supposed to be.
Yes, they're such nice people.
Oh, we love you.
Oh,
We'll
take that.
We're going to get you to love us.
Thank you. So,
I had the pleasure of reading your bio.
Oh.
Had never read it before because you and I have been friends and we've always talked about so many different things.
other things.
Other things besides bios and where we originated from and all those wonderful things.
Yeah.
My first question to you is this. Where were you born and raised?
Oh, I was born in Queens, New York.
You're a New Yorker?
I'm a mid-Atlantic girl, a New Yorker, native. New York, the city's so nice, they named it twice. Although I was born in Queens, I grew up on Long Island, so anytime you meet people from the city, they ask you, are you from the city? You're not from New York. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause you
from
have no
Long
accent.
Island. Well, I practiced very hard because in college I was a journalism and a broadcast major, so
Oh,
I wanted to eliminate my New York
You did like that New York
because
accent.
we talked like that.
Yes,
and it
we
was,
did.
in Long Island, everything was really, stretched out. You know how the Long Island, what is it called? The Long Island medium?
Yes.
That's how I sounded.
She said, that's how I sounded.
It was horrible. I moved to Springfield, Massachusetts when I was in 10th grade.
Really?
So that was a rough transition.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Very
Going from
rough.
Long Island, New York, all the way to Springfield.
Swingfield, we call it. It's
Swingfield.
not swinging, let me tell you. You know a little bit about that.
Yes, I do. It is not swinging out
No, it
there.
is not a swinging or hip town.
No, not at all.
No, you can go to sleep there.
Yes, you can. You sure can. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
So that's my little trajectory.
So that's where you.
And my art. Happened to her. Anyway, what was I going to tell you? The art scene in New York in the late 60s, early 70s was very, very abstract and, not what's the word I want? No realism.
No,
It was
okay, I can
all
understand.
abstractions.
Really?
And I loved that from my teachers. But these kids from elementary school reminded me that, Laura, you were always the one who got to do the cover for the school spring show or the winter show. Your trees were so good.
Your trees were good.
This is from a girl whose tree did not get accepted for the fall tree, whatever.
But
I
she
don't know.
told you your tree was
Yes.
so good.
But what's so funny about it, and she doesn't remember this, is that her mother was the first working artist I ever knew. And we were friends, and I would go over to her house, and she'd want to play, but I'd want to go down to her mother's studio. And I just adored how she had this thing set up. She just had a large basement with tables around the perimeter, and she had canvases on each one of the tables, and she would go throwing paint on this one and splat on that one and go all around the room, and she was working on like 10 simultaneously.
What?
And it was just so exciting. I
See, you
loved
liked it.
I did.
Oh, wow.
But when I got to Springfield, my art experiences drastically
We changed.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
I had an
Because
art
you were in
teacher who wanted
Springfield.
me to draw an apple, put it in a bowl next to a banana, and some grapes. And I thought, how boring is
Is
this?
that?
So my grapes had faces, and anyway, that did not work well for him. So It was the first art class I flunked.
Laura,
Yeah.
you could not have flunked an
I
art
flunked.
class.
Yeah, I flunked. Yeah, I did. But it wasn't because of me. It was really
No, it was
because of him. Yeah, and I had to have my mother come to the school.
And what did Mom
we
tell
had to
him?
have a discussion because, everybody knew that I was an artist. What are you kidding me? She flunked art? That's not
Like,
possible.
Carol,
It was
thank you.
the only thing I always got an A.
See?
And until then. And so I realized, this man doesn't like me. It wasn't that I didn't know how to draw what he wanted me to
you to
draw.
He didn't like
He didn't care for me.
Okay.
Because of my color.
I knew it. I was going to say that, but I thought
Yep.
I'd just...
And I had never experienced that until
So
then.
that was the first time that was your experience.
Yeah, so that turned me off. And then my mother got me involved in an art group with other black artists in Springfield.
Wow,
And
nice.
we exhibited all around the Connecticut Valley, and we exhibited in New York, and I sold some work there when I was just a 11th grader.
Oh, go ahead.
That was wonderful.
Yes, you were.
Oh, it was so much fun. But I didn't go to art school.
So you've never been to art school?
Well, I have been, but I have never matriculated.
Okay. I understand that.
Yes, I came from a very liberal arts focused family.
There you go.
You were going to the liberal arts.
That's
what I did.
It's going to be art.
Yeah.
What you do, it's going to be art.
Yeah, so that's my little story.
So when did you decide that art was going to be your calling? As
I
far
thought it
as
was.
this is...
Yep, I thought it was, and I painted, a lot until I was about 23 or 24 years old, and then I stopped.
Is that when you went on your hiatus?
I went on a hiatus.
Yes,
yeah.
you did.
I went on a hiatus, a serious one, for 25 years. I didn't pick up a paintbrush or anything, nothing.
Really?
I was depressed, I think. But anyway, yes, so it took, I used to work with very emotionally fueled work anyway. So,
yes.
It took a shock to the system, the loss of my mother in 2000. She died on her 80th birthday.
Ooh.
And I just didn't know how to get over that. I had no clue. And so work was really difficult. I couldn't concentrate. What they were talking about didn't mean anything to me. It's like, blah, blah, blah.
That's it.
So I realized that, this is not, I'm not doing my job very well. And I don't want to do it very well.
So either, not at that point in time.
No, I was not interested anymore. So I eventually left, and I was at Wellesley College then, and it was a great job. I had been there 10 years as the director of external relations for the Wellesley Centers for Women.
External relations.
Which is a public relations function.
It's just they just gave you.
Well, in educational systems, they don't like to call it public relations unless it's the college. This was a function of the center, so it was just external relations is how they could distinguish from the college's public relations department.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Did you like doing that?
For a while, it was really great. It was very prestigious, and I got to meet a lot of wonderful people and travel, and
nice.
But it wasn't my calling.
No, it was not.
And as much as I was interested in feminism and equal rights for women and equal pay for equal work and all of those things that we fought for, it was decidedly more of a issue for not women of color. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It wasn't an equalized.
That was.
It was tough, but I did it, until I couldn't do it anymore. And
is that when you picked up your paintbrush?
That's when I did it.
Aha!
So 2002, I'm in a book group, and one of the women in the book group had written a book, and she had a focus group about the book. It was called Illuminating the Spirit. And in the book, there were some very challenging, situations that I had to confront for myself. It was like, was I living my best life? Am I doing what I want to do? Well, it's only your life. Who else's life is it? If you don't do it, who's going to do it?
Thank you.
So I came away from that with this ridiculous idea that I could be an artist and, survive with it. Now that is not actually true. I mean, you really
You
need
have to.
a benefactor.
Yes.
You know, you must have a benefactor. I think my husband might be tired of playing the role, but he's in it. He's the lucky guy. Anyway, it's expensive. You know, it's just expensive being
heard,
an artist.
yeah,
it's very
artists
tough. All the money is up front, and you
Yes.
don't know if you're going to
You're
get
going
it
to
back.
get. That's it.
Yeah, so
You know.
anyway.
And you don't know what you're going to sell or not
I
sell.
have no idea. But interestingly enough, that's when I went to the School of Museum of Fine Arts, and I got involved in, you know, a variety of courses. I might have taken 6 or 7, and but one in particular called Art as Process just
Okay.
unleashed.
Oh,
you
a
know,
lot of.
It was the type of way that I like to approach art, not conventionally.
Okay.
You know, there was no prescribed ending. You know, it was going to be what it was going to be.
Right.
And I enjoyed that. Get some water for yourself.
We can do this.
So, artist process was great. And I was able to, because I was taking classes, students are able to sell work in the School of Museum Fine Arts December sale. Every December they have a big art sale for the students and
nice.
faculty. So I put 2 pieces in, and nobody had called me to tell me to come pick them up, and nobody had called me to tell me that they were sold. But I went to see if I had to go retrieve my
Retrieve your
pieces,
stuff.
and they were looking and looking and looking and looking. Never dawned on us that it had sold. So both my pieces
Wow.
sold.
Oh, fantastic.
And so my first sale in the new reincarnation of Laura's artwork was
Okay.
$1,500 from the December sale. And
Oh.
because you sell over $1,000, they give you an award, and you're then known as a Medici Scholar.
Medici.
Yes, so that's what I am now. No, that was a long time ago. But anyway.
Yes. So now, coming up, fast forwarding to now.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Yeah, got a lot
You've been
going
doing
on.
a lot of things.
I know. Got busy all of a sudden.
Yes, you did.
I was lucky enough to be given a fellowship from the Creative Entrepreneur Fellowship from the Arts and Business Council of Boston.
Boston, yes.
Very excited about that. I had been involved with the program when I worked at Discover Roxbury previously.
Oh, okay. You were involved then.
But as a judge, not as a
Not
participant.
As an, see.
So I was just really, really glad that I got in, because I'd learned so much in just one session.
Really?
Oh my goodness. You know, Paul Goodnight told me when I started to sell pretty good, you got to learn the business of art. You got to learn the business of art.
And he will tell
And
you
I'm
that.
like,
He said,
well,
what
what
do
are
you
you talking about?
I know you do. What do you mean?
Well, he told me I was, what was it? It was some big December Christmas show or whatever it used to be called. I don't remember what it was called, Black something, Expo, I don't remember. Anyway, I had prices for like, you know, $75, $100. Put a zero on it.
what
And I'm
did
like,
Paul? Yeah, I was
Put
waiting
a
for
zero
you.
on
Paul
that.
said,
You're
"What's wrong with
embarrassing me."
you?"
And I'm like, but I'm not
Paul
you,
said, "What are you
Paul.
doing?"
I'm not you. I don't have your name. I don't have your notoriety. My paintings have not been on the Cosby Show.
He said, put a
Anyway.
zero on it.
He said, put a zero on it. So ever since then, I've been putting a zero on it.
There you go.
And they sell.
See, the man.
Who
Who would have?
Who would have thunk?
There you go. Like, really?
Yeah, so now I'm preparing these pieces that I brought today.
Let's talk about these pieces.
Oh, well, this piece,
Tell me about this one. I like it.
this is a self-portrait, believe it or not.
Okay.
This piece is monoprinting, and then I just
Now I know a
mounted
little bit
it
about
on
monoprinting.
the canvas. But it's more it's monoprinting, but I added some elements. You know.
I see.
So it says truth and happiness in everyday life, and then I've got this question mark on her lips.
Oh, right there.
So, what can I tell you about this? When I did it, I had dreadlocks. I know that much.
Are you?
And- Oh yeah. After my
Laura?
mother died, I grew dreadlocks. I mean, I knew I
Laura,
couldn't
you
do it
had
while she was
dreadlocks?
alive. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, and they were down here.
What?
And let me tell you, there was this one big thick one back here, and one night I just said, I can't stand it anymore. I just chopped it off. And then I sewed it in other artwork that I sold.
Sewed it in there?
I sewed it in
Oh my gosh.
and sold it.
You sold, never mind. So we don't have
I
that
still
one.
have some of the hair though in a little bag zipped, you know. I'm waiting.
You're
But
waiting for
anyway,
the- yes,
so
please.
this is, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. It's a monoprint. I mounted it on a canvas because it needed something, and I didn't have.
What the something was.
I didn't want to. I'm trying to go as light as possible. I'm going to the Harlem Fine Arts Show. I was juried into the Harlem Fine Arts Show. It's in February 13th through the 16th at Riverside Church in Harlem, across from Grant's tomb. So exciting. But canvas is so much lighter
Really?
than carrying framed pieces behind glass with mats and all that. So I'm trying to make it as light as literally
So
light.
this is light.
Yes. So I'm going to put a frame on it before I, you know, sell it.
Yeah,
But to transport it, this is like, I don't know, it's so light. But anything with glass, you just are running the risk of, you know,
Of it crashing.
crashing and breaking.
Burning,
and,
there you go.
So many issues to contend with when you're schlepping things from one location to
To
another.
another. That's very true.
And
So-
this is my first time doing this, so, you know, there's a learning curve, you know.
Okay.
But I'm fortunate I have Charlene Hurd. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I
Charlene.
haven't seen her in a long time.
Well, Charlene is going to be my assistant.
Really?
She's coming with me. I'm so grateful for her because it's overwhelming for you to be the artist and then to have to curate the work and to put it up. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, you know, I am not very, what could I say? I like it. You know, I don't like it. I need somebody with a little more, you know, definition. in
There
her.
you go. Like, okay.
So Charlene is very good with that. So she's going
yeah.
to be great.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. So that's going on.
And
Oh, I'm teaching a class
where?
in Needham. It's called Blue Lotus Healing Arts. It's an acupuncture and a yoga studio that I've been going to get acupuncture for a couple of years. And all of a sudden, they just one day asked me, the acupuncturists who run the place, hey, Laura, you want to give us a class on journaling? Because I do small books now.
Those books,
Yes,
yes,
I
you
should
do.
have brought the books, but I forgot. And I said, sure, I could do that. And so now I have a 6-week class starting on February 9th.
Nice.
The 6 weeks at Blue Lotus Healing Arts in Needham. So,
Blue Lotus.
you know, it's really not that far from Boston,
No, it's not.
but it's not in Boston.
No, it's not either. Not far, but it's not in Boston. What can I
so
tell you?
I know this show is basically Boston-based, but come on out and join me at Blue Lotus Healing Arts in Needham.
In Needham.
It'll be fun.
You ride the bus.
Yeah, I know. We know about that.
Yes, we do.
So, what else do you have to? Oh, you want to ask me about that?
Yes.
Well, this is interesting. You know, I've just started this new. I've been trying to learn a new process. It's called acrylic pouring.
Acrylic pouring?
Yeah, and it's where you get your paint to such a thin consistency that you literally can pour it out. And you pour it out in various ways and you use a hair dryer, a blow dryer to spread it. And so I've been practicing, and the background on this was one of them that was not successful. And I decided
I think it was
that
successful.
well, I liked it, but it wasn't
love
what
it.
it was supposed to be in my mind. So then I decided, well, you know what? These unsuccessful backgrounds make a good ground to build upon. So,
yes.
you know, it's so
You can
nice when you
add
don't
to
work
it.
with the white canvas or the blank
Thank you.
page. It's something to respond to. So I did that, and I had a head and shoulders behind there that was painted, and but then I'm really a collage artist.
I know you are.
So she wasn't done. I brought it downstairs, showing my husband. He said, "That's not done." I said,
Yes,
"Oh,
he said it wasn't.
no, that's not done. That's not finished." So I went back upstairs, and I found another print, a monoprint that I had made that I loved. I've shown probably 7 times. Nobody has ever said a thing about it. They haven't liked it, they haven't hated it, but nobody has said, you know, I've shown this
Have I
thing
seen this piece?
probably. You won't anymore because I cut it up and I put it in there. So that's gone now. I might have a giclée of it, but anyway. So I like the way that I built this face up in my.
Do you know what the face looks like?
What?
In the middle, in the center? It reminds you of a lion.
Well, because of the.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And the nose part.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little lion's nose.
reminds
Oh, I
me
should
of
put
a
some eyes in
lion.
there, huh?
See,
No,
there
I'll
you go.
let people.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. Because when
Because
I
people
blur
can
my
get their
eyes,
own
I think, is
perspective.
that from the front or is that the back? Because at this one point, it looked like I was starting to braid the collaging, and I wished I had continued. I was
The
going to make a
collaging.
braid down the back of her.
Okay.
But no, now she's done.
Yeah, she's done.
I'm going to have to finish glazing her, though I realized when I brought her here in the light
That she
that
wasn't
I
finished being
glazed
glazed.
part, but not all, and so.
But it has an interesting concept.
Well, it looks like she might have a halo or something.
Yes.
She could. I do a lot of angelic work, being the angel that
Because
I
you're an
am.
angelic person.
Oh, Elaine.
But you are.
Oh, well, I don't know about all that. But I do appreciate creating angelic kinds of things so that they're not so dark. Because I have a dark side, too, where some of the work is responding to
Things
what
that
we're
you
dealing with, you
live,
know, in
yeah.
our social situations, in our
Absolutely.
political lives. And,
Oh, please.
jeez, it just
No,
gives
that's
me a
it,
headache.
but don't it?
Well, I did this whole series called Eloquent Rage. And it was just words.
Oh, we got to do another show.
It was just words. And, I mean, you know, hateful words. And then, you know, the words that you're hearing from the people at the top. And, you know. So I've done about 9 paintings. 2 of them are really large, like maybe 5 feet by 4 feet. And then the rest of them are like 16 by 20 and 18 by 24. But, yeah, you know, you have to get it out of you somehow.
And art is, why not art?
It was very good.
That's the way of doing it.
yeah.
You know,
So that's the way I choose to do it.
oh, that's
Because otherwise,
Mhm.
I mean, I really do want to hurt somebody, but it's not a good way to
Way
go.
to go.
You know?
No, it's not.
Karma is everything.
Yes.
And I do really
and you
believe
don't know
what
it's gonna
comes
come back to
around
get
goes
you.
around.
There you go. There you go.
And where I go is where I go. I don't want there to follow me.
No, you don't.
No. I'm
So
being
what
silly
is art to you as a person?
now. Well, it's not the banana on the wall, I can tell you
Or
that.
the apple in the bowl?
No, the apple in the bowl. I mean, I see, you know, I can understand why people like to do still life. And I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good learning experience, but, you know, that's not who I am, so.
Right.
But I don't discount that as being a valid art form. It's just something that I'm not interested in, the actual
understand that.
reproduction. I feel like photography can handle that.
Yes.
And I never was really into photography because I wasn't interested in what was real. I wanted to create something that
Something
wasn't
real.
So, but I'm learning that, you know, my creations, while they might not have been real before they left here, they are real now.
Yes, they are. You're right there.
They're right there. So there.
So that's what art is to you.
Yeah, art is everything. You know, the earth without art is
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah, just like that.
eh.
That's right.
The ART is taken out. It's just
No R's and no T's.
No ART.
No.
So it's important. It's so important, especially now when you're up against it. You know, when you see life taking a toll on people, you have to respond in some way. I'm not, you know, an author.
Never mind. I write, but I'm not an author
Yeah, I
either.
write, and I'm writing now, but I mean, I've sent it to a few people to read, and it's like, oh, Laura.
Keller.
Come on now.
Hey,
A little
you're-
boring.
You're giving your perspective.
I'm trying.
And that's what it's about, giving your
is.
perspective.
Yes.
And
it
that's how
is.
I see it, you
Yeah.
know. That's how I see it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So,
I hear you.
well, there he
Dip.
is. Uh-oh. Let's not get roomy. He's not on. He's not on camera, is he?
I hope no, he's
No,
not.
thank goodness. You know how dogs,
Yes, we do.
they clean.
I knew Remy was coming at some point in time.
Well, he
but-
came because of you.
That,
He loves Elaine.
I know, and I love him too.
I'm going to take a sip.
Have a sip. What I want to know is where is your next? Well, okay, you're having the show in Needham.
No, I'm teaching in
You're
Needham.
teaching in Needham, and
I'm
you're going
having
to
a
New
show
York.
in Harlem.
Harlem.
I'm going to New York. I'm going back to New York.
See what I mean?
This is serious.
Where your roots were.
Exactly. I mean, this is a big thing for me, only because, well, I mean, I can't thank Roxbury Open Studios enough because
Yes.
they literally launched my, second, my second act.
There you go.
And, I'm kind of grandmothered in. I'm not.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes, I've been a participant for,
A
I think,
long
17
time.
years.
Yes.
And, it's just great that Candelaria was at the helm at the time. And then I eventually ended up working for Discover
Discover
Roxbury,
Roxbury. Yes,
So
you
there are
did.
all these, you just never know how
No, you
things are
don't.
going to work out. But, yeah. Roxbury has been very, very good
Good
to
to
me.
you. I'm very glad.
Very good to me.
We're going to take a break,
Okay.
and then we're going to come back.
All righty.
We can wait to have you come back and visit with us, me and Laura Palmer Edwards. We'll be back shortly.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all
Is
good,
it,
baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Good afternoon. I'm Elaine Hall-Corbin, your host, and welcome back to Artist of Color. And today my guest is Laura Palmer Edwards, multimedia artist, an amazing one at that.
Thanks, Elaine.
We've been there you go, girl.
Oh, here's Rumi. Here's my baby.
Oh yeah, we wanted
Here's my
everybody to know we
baby.
have company. I told you we had company earlier.
Yes.
This is Rumi,
It's 4:30.
and
he usually eats at this
love
time.
Rumi. Oh,
Poor
Rumi,
thing.
we're sorry. We'll have to get
I
you
got
something.
some treats for you,
There you go.
but you have
Yeah.
to wait. Sit. I'm on television. I don't got time for this.
Poor Rumi, he just got shoved to the
Just
side.
lie down. Go ahead. Rest your
my
bones.
God. Rest your bones.
Rest your weary bones.
I hear you. Where have you done stuff? Have you done work or had shows outside of the country?
Yes.
Where have you been?
I had, Rumi. I had,
I knew that was coming.
in 2007 or 8, I went on the road. I had a van then, and I was determined to
You
just.
had a van?
I know my brother gave it to me. It was pretty bad, but I was driving my van up and down 91. I got down to Washington, D.C. I have a friend there who owned an investment firm and had just the right clients for an art show. And
there
she
you go.
invited them to her lovely home. And I sold $10,000 worth of work in one day, Elaine. That's when I knew if I can sell $10,000 worth of
You
work
can.
in one day,
Oh my goodness.
I can sell $10,000 work in
Well,
another
any
day.
day.
You know, now,
Thank you.
of course, since then, it hasn't happened again, but
Oh, it's coming. Don't
not
worry
one
about it.
day. I mean, I've done well, but not anything quite like that. But, you know, Harlem in
I'm
February.
waiting for Harlem in
I'm
February.
hoping so. It's a really big show. Lots and lots of artists, gallery artists as well as individual artists. So
Oh,
there will be
okay.
galleries representing people as well as, you know, myself representing myself.
Yourself.
So it's it's intense. It's exciting though.
I'm excited. That is so cool.
I just wish that I
I know.
knew what I was doing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, parking in New York is like $50 a day. So what am I going to do with the car is what I want to know. I'm going to empty the car and I'm going to pull the art into this place and then we're going to
Figure out where we're
pay
going to put
$50 a day for a car. So
where?
I just learned about this app. It's called Spot Finder or something, Find a Spot or something like that. Anyway, it finds the cheapest parking spot.
Really?
In-
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so I'm going to be utilizing that, or I'm just in my mind now. I've got all kinds of questions. How's this going to work? How's that going to work? It's nerve-wracking, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think I've said that enough now.
But you're excited. Hey, even I've gotten excited for you. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Did
I
you
like-
say you wanted to come and work? Work the booth? Do you know it's 10 hours a day for 4 days?
Yeah.
Elaine's,
Elaine did it.
Elaine,
It was a bad girl.
who was that?
I have no idea.
Masked Marvel. Well,
Yeah, right. I'm going to come and work.
Why
When
not?
are we leaving?
February 13th.
And we'll
Oh,
be
we
gone
might be
till
leaving on the
16th?
12th.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to drive.
Yeah, we're gonna drive. What do we drive on the 12th? I don't remember. On the Wednesday, we drive on the Wednesday, whatever that day is.
Oh, dear.
I know.
You'll be gone for Valentine's Day.
Yes, I
February
will.
14th.
And my husband's birthday as well. It's the 15th.
Uh-oh. Does he know you're going to be gone on his birthday?
He does. I asked him if that was okay. I asked him if he wanted to come to New York and help sell, and he said
No.
maybe another time. Like, oh, thanks a lot, brother. I don't blame him. It's not the most fun to be
Yeah.
standing for 10
No,
hours.
oh, my God.
It'll be good because I'm going to be meeting art lovers,
yes.
and even
And
if
new
people don't
artists.
buy, they get your name, they get your card, they get a sense of what you do, and then
Exactly.
perhaps your website becomes active the next week.
There you go.
Could happen.
Yes, it can. Absolutely.
I have to work on my social media, so
Yeah, you should.
yeah.
Get that information out there so people will know.
Yeah.
Do you have, what was I want to say? Do you have a setup as to what you're going to exhibit at this?
Well, here I go, scratching my head. You see, you made me nervous. A setup?
do you have?
You know what's interesting is
listing?
since this is the largest and probably the most professional of the types of shows that I've been involved in. They provide the white walls for you. So I have
there you go.
3 white walls that are 10 feet tall, 8 feet wide, and I get to curate my booth.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
That's beautiful.
that's why I really need Charlene, because I have a lot of work that I'm bringing.
Oh,
Probably
you do?
30 pieces or more. Oh, Rumi, you poor tired thing. And, they're very eclectic. There's work with words in it. There's paintings without, it's just very, very many styles of work.
Yeah.
You
You are a multimedia artist,
Yeah.
which means you do a little of everything.
Yes.
What is your favorite medium?
I
That
would
you are
have to
more-
say collage, only because I just love cutting and pasting. I mean, it's just so much fun.
I bet it is.
Collage and printmaking. And now bookmaking. I'm really into it.
Now, what
I belong to a group.
is bookmaking?
Okay, I belong to a group. We're called Kaleidoscope. It's 12 women artists
Okay.
who are working in altered books. So an altered book can be an existing book that you paint over the pages, or you use the background of the page in the book as you would something to respond to. But anyway, some of us, we've been doing this now for 2 years. This is going on our 3rd year. We have themes that we work on. So the first year, each artist selected a theme, started the book with that theme. Like mine was, my first theme, I think, was doodles, because I love to doodle. And that was very challenging for some of the artists. They just couldn't let themselves just doodle. It was too freeform. But, so anyway, we had a show of 12 different books, 12 different themes from 12 different artists. And each artist participated in each book. So after you finish your page, you hand it off, and then the books keep coming around.
All the books keep coming
Yeah.
around, and you guys,
You have to work on
each
their
artist
theme.
would add, okay.
Right. So that has provided, you know, we now have 2 years of books that we've done. So we're starting on our 3rd. This year, we're going to try and share techniques, because people come in and the most amazing, I mean, some of these women are just incredible. I mean, pop-ups and, you know, just unbelievable creativity, you know, just
creations.
unbelievable, amazing. And they sew in it, you know, and
Really?
everything. It's a wonderful medium, because I wasn't really familiar with art books. I mean, I knew about journaling, and I knew about artist books in general, you know, sketchbooks.
Yes.
And eventually, you know, if you're a good enough artist, somebody might want to buy your sketchbook.
That's true.
But these books are made specifically, and they're just they're just wonderful. They're so,
So that's how you got into that.
yeah, so I'm on my 3rd year of that. Farah June. You know
Yes,
Farah.
I
Farah's a
know
member of the
Farah.
group.
She is.
Yeah, she's one of our, she's our baby.
Oh.
She's the baby kaleidoscoper.
Oh, shoot.
She's fabulous.
She is.
And
Yeah, I love her.
Susan Porter is the leader of that group. You know Susan?
Name sounds
You
awfully.
know her, but you probably,
I haven't seen her in a while.
well, anyway, she is a wonderful art teacher. And I tell you, the best thing about art is if you get a good teacher
You
who
can
can
learn
make you feel like what
you're
you're
the most
doing.
amazing artist in the
Well,
world.
just so that you know that, you know, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. You know,
There you go.
Keep going. You know, there's no harm
get
in it.
better.
You know, there's no harm in it.
No.
I love that part. But anyway, she really helped me overcome a rough patch when, because I worked large,
Yes.
you know, I was used to working large.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a period when my materials were just mocking me. You know, I was spending like gazillions, and you know, this is a mess.
Like, what is this?
What is that? And why did you do it? Go home. You know, it was just awful. So I was really stuck and very determined to figure out how to get out of it. So anyway, it took on the form of an 8.5 by, no, 5 by 7.
Okay.
5 by 7.
That's tiny.
That was all I had to concern myself with, and I love those pages. I did hundreds of pages of 5 by 7,
Yes, you did.
and they're great.
I love them.
They're very colorful, and I've been able to photocopy them and use them in collage work. So I'm collaging on collaging.
Collaging on collage.
Yeah, existing collage. You know, it's just so much fun. I
Taking
don't know.
old collages
Exactly.
and adding to them or putting
Yes.
them in. That's nice.
Yeah, so, you know, for people who collect and keep everything like most artists do,
Yes.
we're terrible hoarders in some regards.
Yeah, but you
You use it.
You use it.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
waiting to figure out what the rest of that
it's
stuff
gonna
is.
look. There you go.
But no, it's great. It's great. And, you know, you don't know what you're going to use it for, but you know it when you see it that you have to have it.
Absolutely.
Like when I was in Amsterdam,
Yes.
I went to Amsterdam with the museum school. And it was a 2-week experience. We took over an art school. It was on vacation.
Oh.
And we each had our own studio, and we had daily reviews, and you know, where everybody has to come into the room and critique your work.
everybody's
And,
else's
it
work.
was awful. But
No, it wasn't.
well, it's you know, when you're
I
not
know what
used to it. But
Okay.
no, it was okay. It was good. But oh my goodness, it was just so much fun to have all of the equipment and the materials
was there.
just right at your fingertips. It was a great experience. I really loved that. I like travel, art and travel. So
So if you So if
I
you
went to
could-
Barcelona with Discover Roxbury. Do you remember that trip?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I didn't know he was. I knew that Discover Roxbury had gone, but I didn't know you had gone too.
Yes, yes. I went and we met with artists, art educators, and architects. And then Derek had set up some of the most wonderful appointments for us.
Oh,
And we got to go
I
into
can
places
imagine.
that, just seeing amazing. Barcelona is fabulous anyway. The art, the sidewalks in Barcelona are artistic.
Really?
And the other thing about Barcelona, you know how in New York or in other cities where you see all the graffiti?
Yes.
Well, in Barcelona, it's only on the grates. They pull the grates down and they're totally covered with graffiti.
Oh,
and then when
wow.
they're up, it's
You
a
don't-
beautiful place again.
Oh my.
I just, everything about
So
it.
you don't. Yeah.
I
that
mean,
is
I
amazing.
really enjoyed that. Sagrada Familia,
Yes.
this 100 and something year old church that's still not finished. It's still under construction. And it will be under construction for probably another 40 years or so.
Really?
Yeah. It's amazing to go see things like this where people's ideas of 100 years ago
Are still
being
coming
executed, but they haven't come into
Not
fruition
quite
yet.
yet.
It's interesting.
Oh wow.
And then we went to the Gaudi. Oh my God, unbelievable! I just art travel is a great thing to do. So in my retirement, while I'm an artist, I hope to be traveling.
I like that.
As
That's a
well.
great idea.
Yeah, it is. You get to meet wonderful
Different
people.
Different
And we
artists.
they had open studios when we were there, and we went on several open studio tours, and these artists barely spoke English, if any, but they were the most welcoming, and,
The art speaks
it just,
for you.
it really does.
The art speaks
It
for
really,
you.
really did. Wow. We bought a lot of art and brought it back
gee.
home, and
Really?
I don't have any space to hang anybody else's art up, but I like it. Every now and then I pull it, I still like it. Oh, but I can't frame you. I've got 50 of my own pieces I have to frame. It's terrible. But that's the way it is.
Would you like to do an exhibit? I don't know if a full-fledged exhibit of yours someplace?
What? Of course.
She said, what?
The last time I had my own, very own,
Yeah.
was in 2007. And that was at the Piano Factory Gallery. And
Yes.
Aqua Holmes curated it.
Yeah, I was there.
It was called Life Dance.
Dance,
and it
yes.
was like 19 pieces, and I did very well. I sold
I got
like
pictures from that.
9 or
I should have. I got pictures from that.
9 or 10. I did very, very well at that show, and it was a beautiful show.
It was.
Yeah, it really was. And then I had a workshop after the show ended where I was teaching collaging. I had maybe 6 or 7 students. And the best student in the group, who thought she was the worst, was Rachel Goldberg. Rachel Goldberg.
gotta be kidding me.
No, Rachel Goldberg took
She's
my little.
amazing.
Rachel took my little collaging class and has said, and I'm quoting her, "You're my muse, Laura."
Oh my goodness.
So to know that I started somebody who has now her work is it's beautiful, it's amazing,
It is.
It's eclectic, and she's just producing like a wild woman,
You are not kidding.
and it's great.
It is.
Yeah, so it's nice to know that you can influence people, and for somebody who thought they didn't have any creativity whatsoever.
They have amazing
They
creativity.
say to you, "I can't draw." Who needs to draw? You don't have to draw.
That's true.
She's not drawing.
No, she's not. But her work is wonderful.
It really is.
I do. I
And
love
now with all the technology that we have available to us,
it. You can put your artwork anywhere.
well, you can put it anywhere, and you can create
anything.
anything without using your hands. I mean,
Thank you.
without using a paintbrush.
Paper.
Because the show I had at the Haley House, let's see, when was that? 2000-something, 14 maybe. I had a show called Making Faces at Haley House.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
Before
just all
they closed.
faces.
Okay.
And I had done it with this finger on my iPad. I just,
Really?
yes. And then I don't know what happened. I know what had happened. I didn't have money. during those years I was drawing on my iPad. I didn't have money
with
for
your finger.
I didn't have money for supplies. That's what it was. And so I was drawing with my finger because it didn't cost anything. You know.
No, it didn't.
It did to produce them, but you know. Anyway, yeah, I did
Wow.
that. That was a lot of fun. Barry came to that show.
Huh.
And he spoke for me because you know I can't talk when I get in front of people.
Oh, you're doing a good job right now.
There's nobody here. Abada, abada.
She said there's nobody here, you all.
No, you're
She doesn't
here.
realize.
You're here. Hi, everyone.
There you go.
I know. We got a lot of people.
Yes, we do.
They're just not all in the room.
There you go.
Yeah, like 3 people in the nope. Yeah, 3 people. 3 people in Roomy.
That's right.
And
Don't
you and I,
forget.
5 people.
5 people.
And 2 faces. 7 faces.
I know. I love that.
Truth and happiness in everyday life. That's what we seek.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth is
Truth
not
and
always
happiness.
great, but it's better to have the truth than not,
No,
I think.
I happen to agree with you 150%.
Don't they say that the truth will set
Set
you
you
free?
free?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I
Ever
think
since I
that's,
was a little
I
girl.
think that's biblical.
I think it is.
I'm not sure.
The truth will set you free. I think it's a little different, but it's exactly what it means.
I think so.
The truth will set you free.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. It's not going to help anybody. I'm
Laura.
sorry. I'm sorry. It must be 4:30 or something. Time for my medicine.
You,
Only kidding.
I was going to say you were Rumi.
Both of us.
Oh, God.
Both of us.
Listen,
So now.
I'm excited that you came.
Well, I'm thankful.
I'm
I've been
very
on your
happy.
show before, but it was many years ago, Elaine.
Were we here or were
were
we in Roxbury?
We might have been in Roxbury. I don't remember. It was a while ago, though. You
Yeah.
remember? No, I think we were here.
Maybe we were here.
I think it was in the other studio.
Oh,
You had chairs.
we had chairs now.
Well, I mean, we didn't have a table.
Okay, we just had chairs.
Yeah, we just sat
And
facing, you know.
and we had. Did we have your artwork here?
Yeah, yeah. We had some
Okay. All
artwork.
right. Didn't
Yeah,
realize.
yeah. You don't remember?
I know.
See, you've done so many shows, and you know
It's
so many
like,
artists
you know,
now.
13 years, yes. I think I'm beginning to lose people.
Oh,
I
no.
see people and I say to them, you know,
I can't
could I have
remember
you
your
on my
name.
show? No, I want to have you on my show.
Oh.
Or they'll, and they'll say, I think we had you. You were on my show at some point in time. Yeah, you were. I don't remember.
Oh, that's too bad.
Which is why I like to keep all my stuff. You
Yeah.
know, to
Well,
remember.
when you get to have as many, I can't even imagine weekly shows over
I could
13
never do that.
years. That's what you're doing now.
No.
You're not weekly?
I'm monthly.
Good. Googly moogly. Well, there you go. Oh, I'm
I-
very impressed. I'm
I
here.
see under there with
month of
Ruby.
January.
One a week.
I didn't realize that. I
Yeah.
thought it was weekly.
Nope, I'm monthly, everyone. Artists of Color comes
Monthly.
out every month.
Oh, it's my show that's weekly.
There
I'm
you go.
sorry.
I was going to bring that up. I said,
Artitude.
let's talk about Artitude.
Artitude. It's a great show sponsored by Boston Main Streets. And we're on Mondays from 6 to 7 live.
Yes, they are.
And we have lots of guests and we interview artists of various artistic
Mediums.
backgrounds.
There
And
you go.
last week we had musicians and a
I know, they
floral
were
artist,
amazing.
jewelry artist, and previous to that we've had Eve Franklin. I think that was one
I
of our
thought
best
that
shows.
was, yes, it was.
It was excellent. And I'm just a fan of Ife anyway.
Oh, I've known her for so long.
I have only known her for about 10 years, but I have liked everything that I have
Never,
everything that I have been involved with her in has been great. I participated in her slave cabin
You
and the rain
did?
shout. I was in that. Yeah, I was in that video.
oh my goodness.
But I also participated because she taught us the dyeing of the indigo. And so I made some of the fabric that went on the cabin.
oh,
And we had, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 interns, what she would call us, or assistants.
assistants.
who
She,
helped-
she didn't call you interns. I know
Well,
that.
to
I
help
know
make
Ife.
to make all of that fabric.
Because that is, it's so beautiful.
It is beautiful, and what
Oh my
she's done with it, and then the calling of the ancestors. I mean,
Yeah.
powerful, very
I know.
powerful. And I have a feeling that my involvement in that has helped to usher in some of the good things that are happening to me
Happening to you.
now.
Okay.
Because I went through a really tough spot. You know, I was caring for my brother who was ill for the last 2 years. He passed last year. And, you know, when you're caretaking
don't I know?
a family member
I'm there
who's,
too.
you know,
I'm
wasting
there, too.
away with that horrible cancer,
Yeah.
you know, anything that can take you out of that is a blessing.
It's a blessing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's hard to stay positive when you're seeing that.
Yeah, it is.
And yet you have to.
Yeah.
You know, you got to fight it. So anyway, that's
Yeah,
that.
you really have to. Even if it's not just for yourself, it's
Right.
for them too.
Well, that's who. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Absolutely.
I could see the writing on the wall, but my brother didn't believe it until 2 days before he died. He just had no. I don't believe it.
See?
He asked me 2 nights before he died, will you call the hospice people and ask them, what are the signs of dying?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Here's
Did
what
he?
she said. Yeah, he made me
How-
call, and she said, yes, I can talk to you about that. Your breathing slows, you stop
No.
drinking, and you know.
How did he deal with your art? How is he involved in any, as far as your art?
My brother was the least artistic person on the planet.
But he loved
And
his
the only
sister's
member of my
art.
family who didn't buy any of my art. No,
Did he like your art?
Nope. My brother was a athlete.
Oh.
Athlete.
and-
That's
Oh,
all
that's
that he was
it.
interested in.
Athlete was it.
Athletics. He was a tennis player. He was on the USTA. He played around the country. He was a coach and all
Really?
that. Yeah, he was very, very. He had been a baseball player. He had been a tennis player. So if I had drawn a baseball and a bat and a Mets hat, I'm sure I would have been a big seller for him.
That would have piqued his interest.
But no.
And he would have said, I like that art.
No, he used to say, wow, I kind of like it. But he was never sure of it. But he's had to see all my art through all the years. So
Oh, well,
my
there you
mother
go.
was very proud of me. And anything that I did, she'd put it up on the wall.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was. Oh, I
That
should
is-
tell you my first painting that I made.
Tell me.
I was about 4,
Uh-oh.
and I got into my sister's oil paints. And I decided that the radiators needed painting. Yes, so I painted the radiators in the house with oil paint at about 4. Not a good move. Can you imagine how horrible that was to smell that?
Well, you know what? I actually like that because that is the closeout of our show.
Oh, good.
That isn't amazing. At 4, she painted the radiators.
Yeah, you know those big ugly
I
radiators.
know about those big ugly
And
radiators.
they were ugly then, and that
And
you
they're
know, I
still
added
ugly.
a little color.
There you go. Made them beautiful.
Well,
What is that?
is that the end of the show?
Well, you know,
You don't recognize that music?
I was interested in what it was. You know, we want to.
Are they still? Okay, we're wrapping it up, I guess.
I guess we're rapping
guess
because
it's
we
time.
like rapping. I guess so, but I love that end with the. I really did. She painted the radiator.
Yes, my sister
What
Helen.
color is it?
Oh, you know, they were probably green. I was my favorite color at the time.
Well, I want to thank my audience who have been with us for this moment in time this afternoon on Artists of Color, and we thank you for being with us.
The
Both my
January
guests
edition of Artists of
of
Color.
Color,
Tell
with
them
my
about it, this new
amazing
decade.
guest, Laura Palmer Edwards, who not only an amazing artist, but she's a good friend too.
And this is my friend Elaine.
And we, you know,
Rumi's
somewhere
asleep.
running around here. Oh, Rumi fell out, so you.
Thank
But Rumi was here visiting with us all.